So vegans, they refer to omnivores as following a religion of carnism, a religion or a cult of violence and domination. That is the exact quote of Mark Passio, a ridiculous video that Jeffrey posted in the comments to Garland. Garland forwarded to me. So it's a religion, right? Now I want to know that if humans are not supposed to eat animal food and are supposed to rely only on plants, vegetables, legumes, grains, all that stuff, the plant kingdom, then why are they constantly making animal food alternatives? Milk, not natural. So why do you guys need to make an alternative? Soy, cashew, almond milk, okay, which is just bean juice basically. But why do you need that alternative? Why do you crave something like milk if it's a cult religion of dominance as well as violence? Why are vegans, on vegan channels trying out these vegan eggs that can imitate scrambled eggs? Meat alternatives. Why did they add beet juice to Beyond Meat, or which one? Impulse. Yeah, I think it's Beyond Burger, so that it appears like blood. Like, why would vegans eat something that is imitating the slaughter and murder of sentient beings? If milk is rape, which is what they claim, why would you ever make an imitation of a rape substance? That's very, very odd. If you look at pedophilia is wrong. So would it be okay though if they had a robotic sex doll that looked just like a baby, because they're not really hurting anything, right? No, of course not. You still go to jail for these kind of things. So why are you going to jail? Is that mimicking an immoral act is still just as bad in a way. I mean, not just as bad, but still considered wrong. So if we are disgusting, murdering rapists for eating an omnivorous diet and incorporating animal foods, then based on your worldview and your moral judgment of omnivorous people, you are hypocritical to constantly try and imitate taste and textures of animal food. You know why you guys need that? Okay? It's because animals crave naturally what they need without even having publications and peer-reviewed meta-analysis. Your body will enjoy the food that it requires. Now, there are ways of tricking our palate, and that's junk food, right? So they set it up and it has an addictive reaction to us, and it's unhealthy. So that's kind of like, a drug, an addiction, and that pulls us away from our natural cravings or our natural hunger signals. I've done previous videos that kind of point out the hypocrisy of making these imitation products which represent rape and murder. So I saw an article. Shiru developed viable alternative to tropical oils to replace animal fat in the plant-based meat. This was published March 14th, 2023. So the AI expert Shiru is unveiling a patented, protected novel ingredient. So novel ingredient. So this is a new man-made created ingredient. We know anytime we make something man-made, when man is the only one that is smart enough to make food and dumb enough to eat the food that they've created. So this is a novel, patented, new way of further industrializing and manufacturing these oils to again imitate the texture and the juiciness of fatty meat. But why? And then on top of the, every vegan will say, "Oh no, I don't eat those." No, you really don't. Oh no. Why are you assuming that I eat soy? I don't know. Why are you assuming that I'm taking supplements? Well, I hope you are. So they're very dishonest. Now, I actually believe that there are some people that are raw vegans, right? And those raw vegans, they look emaciated. They look like skinny crackheads. And then sometimes you'll have the opposite, the junk food vegan that's fat. So the fat kind of covers up, and they don't look like they're starving. So this replacement, replicating animal fats and gearing towards unlocking the next generation of plant-based foods, OleoPro is poised to disrupt the market, competing with other plant fats like coconut oil that are currently used in alternative meat products, but can result in a less juicy and fatty mouthfeel. If you look at people like Joey Carbstrong, they'll say that the only reason that we are eating meat is that we're selfish because all we care about is the taste. They taste pleasure. They talk about they eat animals because of the taste pleasure. Oh, so you're acknowledging that it's pretty tasty, right? You're acknowledging that you're following a unnatural diet and that you will constantly crave animal foods, and that will never leave you. Okay, so why are you making all of these weird concoctions? I mean, it's hilarious. Some of these vegan, channels. There's one vegan channel, I don't remember what it was. Is like that's his thing. He's a vegan and he's trying to create always these imitations, and it looks like a science experiment. They don't really care when it comes to these imitations that it's that there's no nutrients, that it's deficient. They care that it tastes, like milk in their coffee somewhat, that they can have some kind of meaty textured feel, that they can have, a cheesy taste with some yeast, so they're always constantly replacing it, and they're always putting like a lot of ingredients for like sauces and spices and stuff like that, because their food is bland and tasteless. And we know that the stupidest thing is to be a raw food vegan, because most of the plant material is not easily digestible and are not bioavailable, and cooking actually helps make it more digestible and somewhat more nutritious in a way, or with cooking sometimes you're able to extract more nutrients and make it more bioavailable. Coconut and palm are primary plant fats that are solid at room temperature, and they appear to mimic animal fat, though their performance differs since they are not truly structured and they're just oils. However, they're also massive contributors to deforestation, and because of the tropical origins, have a outsized impact on biodiversity compared to more sustainable liquid oils, she says. She doesn't say what sustainable liquid oils, but it seems like we all agree that the soy, not too good, pretty destructive. They're claiming these tropical oils as well are causing deforestation. It's funny, you never really hear that though, eh? You never, they're not changing policies. They're not trying to ruin that industry, even though they acknowledge that it's actually pretty nasty, right, for the environment, for biodiversity. Now, we're going to focus on animals. Our chief produce officer was previously at Ferrero, the Italian confectionery company, where he witnessed some of these challenges firsthand, being on the ground in Malaysia and India to see the scale of impact of the palm oil industry made him appreciate the urgency needed to develop viable alternatives, tropical oils that deliver the taste performance and scale that consumers expect. Taste. They'll fortify it with pretty non-bioavailable fortified ingredients, but really they just miss meat, and they miss the taste, and they crave the taste. And at that point, they just want to trick their palate as well. Very similar in a way to junk food. I remember Jeffrey, Avi, and some of these vegans were talking about, well, we can use palm oil, it's way more sustainable. Well, it seems here that it's wrecking havoc in the tropics, but I guess it's okay as long as it's not animals doing it, right? And leveraging today's oils to deliver on this performance. It's all about taste and performance instead of nutrients. On this performance need is the best way to quickly scale and mitigate the existing tropical oil sustainability challenges, which was one of the motivations behind Oleo Pro. She explains, boosting sustainable plant-based oils. Oleo is a categorical upgrade. Well, how can an upgrade be bad? Upgrade. It's like RoboCop in it. We are upgrading. We're taking it to another level of deficiency. Oleo Pro is a categorical upgrade, bringing all the juiciness to the vegans and fattiness to the vegan consumers that expect this from conventional meats to plant-based, right? So Oleo Pro is an upgrade, bringing all the juiciness, all the fattiness consumers expect from conventional meats to plant meats, but with a much improved nutritional profile and without tearing down the rainforest. While we can't share the specifics of the production process, so again, like this is industrialized, fake man-made ingredient that literally has a patent that they say is more nutritional, and in that respect they're going to say it's more nutritional because there's no animal fats and therefore it's devoid of fat soluble vitamins. And like the seed oils, they're man-made, they're an industrial solvent extracted product, and it's horrible and it makes us sick. And they're not acknowledging that seed oils is one of the major causes of some of our modern disease, coupled with stuff like high fructose corn syrup and just overall a very, very high carbohydrate recommendation. So we leverage conventional food processing technologies in a unique way to enable the protein to act as a structurant for the oil, this unique processing. So it's a process, and it's an industrial process. The unique processing. So you have this seed oil that's highly industrialized and processed, and then you're gonna take that, which is already rancid somewhat and damaged polyunsaturated fats, highly oxidizable, too high in omega-6, and then you're gonna further create this patented secret industrial process to make it even more juicy and fatty, even more of a taste, a meaty, juicy animal taste for you vegans, so that you can consume these imitation and mock murder and rape products. And that's not hypocritical at all, guys. Anyways, none of you vegans, right? None of you vegans need to supplement. None of you, take copious amounts of protein powder in an attempt to maintain your muscle mass. None of you eat all these mock, foods. No, you guys love chomping, on just pure legumes, rice, and stuff like that. I know you guys don't eat it, so we shouldn't even bring up these mock products, because these mock products are not for vegans at all. They're actually for meat eaters. They're actually for omnivores. And if the powers to be the globalists that are trying to completely control the population. Well, you guys, you guys should be proud that you're helping them push an agenda of basic eventual enslavement of humanity. It's nice, good. You're doing your part to betray humanity, and I think that's very commendable. I mean that. Oleo application. Oleo was created with a focus on performance in plant-based meats. However, some of its existing performance features and its tunability. I always, the taste, what I like in my food is that subtle hint of tunability. Yeah, does anybody else like that tunability taste? It's very subtle in these meats, but I find it delicious. Features and its tunability across certain parameters open up a number of other potential applications. Yeah, I know they found really good applications, for soy, right? Soy oil. They found good applications for the byproduct, which is soy meal, which now we can consider a co-product now. Semantics. Okay. Shiru is exploring its potentials to replace the fat component in plant-based dairy, including the soft cheese that vegans crave, the imitation creamers, and the imitation butters, as well as the bakery and cakes, the whipping topping, the frosting. In personal care, Oleo Pro has the potential to replace palm and coconut and other petroleum-based oils. Okay, so it's nice. It's nice to acknowledge that they want to eliminate all animal fats, but the only other fat that we'll have available are these plant fats, and these plant fats are derived and they're petroleum-based. Isn't that cool? That makes total sense to me. No problems there in the future. So these petroleum-based oils, often used in a body butter, lip balm, and hair conditioner, as well as to replace chemical-based emulsifying ingredients, often used in other things like lotions, face masks, and stuff that they apply and stuff like that, sunscreen. We've sampled several companies already, we've sampled several companies and already received strong feedback on Oleo Pro's performance and application. We will continue the same Oleo Pro as we prioritize partners for initial launch and scale up to commercial production via CMO later this year. Oleo is self-standing, holding in its shape at room temperature, browns when cooked. You notice like these are the important factors, right? It's self-standing like animal fat. It holds its shape when it's at room temperature. It browns when cooked, right? So you're going to get that nice browning of the industrialized secret processing fat replacement. And again, we're the ones eating for mere taste pleasure. We're so selfish. We care just about the taste. Yet they seem to be prioritizing a delivery of a juicy, fatty mouthfeel in plant-based meat applications. It enables a 90% reduction in saturated fat. We've already looked at 5 recent studies that show that saturated fat was never found. It was never founded that claims that it causes heart disease. Never. They cannot prove a cause at all. That goes for cholesterol as well. Dietary cholesterol has nothing to do with your LDL. And your LDL has nothing to do with atherosclerosis as a cause. It's not. There's a lot of other stuff in that plaque. Maybe we should do a little research on that, and then we can demonize every other thing that is in a plaque. Because of this, when cooked, the oil leaches. Traditional animal fat contains a network of connected fat cells and fibers, allowing it to hold its structure when cooked. Think of the bands of fat that hold together when you cook bacon, for example. Plant fats like coconut oil that are currently used in the alt meat products are missing this network, as they generally comprise of oil only. Because of this, when cooked, the oil leaches from the product, resulting in a less juicy and fatty mouthfeel. Yeah, that's why they're disgusting, the alternatives. The sensory experience, well, it's just not the same for you guys. Because you guys want as close as possible to that meaty, juicy, fatty, bloody, aka beet juice imitation. You want to see that blood, you want to taste that fat, you want to taste that meat. Because it's weird though, because you would think you guys, if we were made to eat just plants and vegetables, we would just find it so delicious, but it's not the case, is it? Oleo demonstrates a lower cooking loss, resulting in a juicier sensory experience compared to plant-based burgers made with currently available oil alternatives. It also browns when heated, which again is closer to true animal fat experience. You vegans you want to avoid it, you want to lie about it, but behind closed doors, no one's looking, you want to experience the animal fat. Sensory experience compared to plant-based burgers currently available. This is especially relevant in formats like whole cuts and bacon. Yeah, because you guys have bacon versions too, right? Finally, Oleo Pro forms a stable emulsion without the need for additional emulsifiers, allowing it to be used in a range of performance applications beyond plant-based meats, including plant-based dairy, which doesn't exist, but it's basically almond juice. But anyways, it's being showcased for the first time in San Francisco Future Food Tech Conference as part of the plant-based crispy chicken carriage development. So expectations, industry feedback, including from alternative protein companies, has been strong. Our testing revealed Oleo Pro to be a promising fat solution for alt meats, demonstrating superior performance. Doesn't matter if they're not going to tell us how it's done. We have no idea if it's creating trans fats, if it's creating any byproducts, because it's an unnatural process, and they're using industrial processes to achieve an oil, to take that oil and further industrial process it to then feed it to us. Sounds good to me. Our testing reveals to be a promising solution, demonstrating superior performance in approximating beef fat compared to a range of plant-based fat systems. Hume also explains how retail purchase data shows that the end consumer is generally curious about plant-based meats, which translates to initial purchase, but repeat purchases are challenged. Our thesis as a company is that taste and texture performance in alternative proteins is a key driver for the end consumer. And while today's plant-based products are leaps ahead of previous disgusting versions, they still don't provide an equivalent sensory experience as their animal-based counterparts. In meat, fat is a crucial driver of several sensory parameters, including juiciness, fatty mouthfeel, bite, and texture. Because of its broad impact on the sensory experience, and improved fat solution, which is a man-made fat solution, An improved fat solution represents an opportunity for meaningful overall protein product performance improvements, which has an attractive opportunity Have a good day.